coalition of Northern groups operating under the umbrella of the Forum for Growth and Development of Arewa has strongly criticized the backing of the new tax reform initiative by some Northern leaders and threatened to stage a protest on Wednesday against what they term anti-North bills. It expressed dissatisfaction with the proposed tax reforms after President Bola Ahmed Tinubu transmitted the fiscal policy and tax reform bill to the states. The bill is designed to streamline tax collection, ensure compliance, and optimize revenue. However, the Fgda has raised concerns that the implementation of the bill will disproportionately affect the northern region economically and commercially. In a statement issued in Kaduna and signed by the group's convener, Jibril Mohammed, the coalition announced its plans to protest, aiming to send a strong message to President Tinubu and members of the National Assembly that the proposed bills are rejected and unacceptable. The group condemned the endorsement of the controversial tax reforms by certain northern figures, arguing that it fails to address the region's existing developmental challenges and the significant economic disparities between the north and south. The tax reform will disproportionately affect the economic livelihoods and aspirations of our people, especially given the current harsh economic condition in the country, the coalition added. The North is facing multiple challenges, including insecurity, severe poverty, and a lack of basic infrastructure. Any policy that will further impoverish our people will be met with strong resistance, the coalition warned. The group has called on the northern youths and citizens to join the protest to halt further actions on the tax reform bills, stressing that the North cannot afford any more policies that worsens its already there situation. We're still going on, still back and forth about almost similar situation, but I would love to get your thoughts on this.
I think there are two prongs to this. First is the fact that some elements in the north, by that I mean in northern Nigeria, don't want to pay appropriate tax. And that's what is driving all of this. Of course, you know, most of our tax regime in the country seems to be coming more from the south. Of course, income tax, consumption tax, and what have you. So what you see playing out is some very powerful elements, you know, hiding under pseudo groups like this to begin to make this kind of agitations. You know, the tall and short of all of this is to make sure that you know, most resources, especially that are not nationalized, you know, that ought to ordinarily be nationalized, use all manner of techniques to evade payment of tax, especially to the federal government. So you see some very powerful persons in the north get involved in these businesses, mostly by way of like what our boys do here, through fire. You know, when you do this illegal mining of these resources, you don't pay direct tax to government. You know, because one, it is illegal, and two, it is clandestine. You know, so that's one aspect to it. So, but as someone who is a Nigerian and someone from the south, it's my thinking that it begs the question of our physical federalism. So it's time as a people we sit down and ask ourselves, do we want physical federalism? And for me, for our plural nature, ethnicity, religion, the way and manner we were even brought together as a country, you know, I think, yeah, physical federalism is best for us. But the problem is that we, you know, in Nigeria, we have a way of defining things differently. You know, something is white. We will now say, okay, we are doing white. Instead of doing the white, we now redefine it in the Nigerian white. That's one of the biggest problems. So what we have now, I don't know if I'll call it a federalism or in unitary or both. You know, confusion everywhere, like Fela said. Confusion here, but so, and the proper federalism would have been either states or regions control their resources, generate, and the federal government, the superpower, takes a particular percentage, be it 50 or 30, depending on the agreement. You know, so that way nobody quarrels with anybody. The federal government, in every item, every resource, especially major resources that are nationalized, what the federal government will just do, you get their personnel, the federal government will just take care of certain things like immigration. And it will reduce this question of governance and, for instance, you want to distribute electricity. So instead of having decentralized source of electricity generation and distribution, you now have one national grid. Once it collapses, the whole country becomes dark. For lack of proper words, what we are doing is madness. Only mad people with due respect do that. Why would you do that? Why should me, that is a riversman, a riverine for instance, why shouldn't I have a process where a body where I come from can come together and begin to generate resources, electricity resources from our rivers, and just supply to a body for instance. Only just that. Why can't we have such policy? So by and large, the way and manner, the kind of federalism we practice here is one of the biggest impediments. Until as a people we now say no. Whether you're from the southeast, whether you're from the south, whether you're from rivers, you're from Niger, whether you're from Sokoto, Zungeru, wherever you come from, let us practice physical federalism. Some say there's nothing like true federalism. It is either it is federalism or it is not federalism. Not like true. Someone say true. Let us practice. No. See, let us practice federalism. Everybody, either at the state level, if that is what we agree, or regional level, if that is what we agree, manage your resources and pay tax to government, and government takes care of national police, immigration, and other items. And meanwhile, the federal government now uses their own 50% to now manage all of these things, national security, diplomacy, and what have you. Then the states or the regions, depending on how we agree, can manage to take care of other things like internal affairs, internal policy, and several other items, education. So things get clearer. So everybody know their roles without each one interloping. Then there's another aspect of it, which is the fact that while it is true that underneath the agitation is the question of the northern region don't want to open up to start paying tax fully, and all that, is the fact that we have a government that is interested in taxing the people it is not ready to develop. It is the fact that we have a federal government that is more interested in making money, than making the people. So, what the government is thinking, in the face of it, if you are from the south, if you are not critical, it's oh yes, I beg, they should go, the policy should be implemented. Let the north see what we are seeing and all that. But the question is, now that the north is not paying the amount of tax they ought to pay, how developed is the north? We that are so-called paying excesses of the tax we are paying, how is it developed? So the question is, these resources, whether it is collected from them or not, it will still go the way the one of the south is going. So it is the question of accountability and governance.
Okay, are you saying in essence that the tax payers' money have not been successfully implemented?
Exactly.
Have not been successfully.
Short. That is my argument.
So you are not you are against the tax reform?
No, that is why I said that it is actually in two aspects. The first aspect is the fact that as a Nigerian, as a Southerner, it is my wish that all of us, whether in the south, whether in the north, we should maximize our production capacity to its fullest and pay the appropriate tax. No one should cheat the other. That is my first argument. And I know that most of these pseudo groups you are seeing are being sponsored by very powerful persons in the north to making sure that businesses are still run the way it is run in the north, where it helps to evade tax payment. That is the truth. And that is my argument. But again, there is another aspect of it, which is the fact that we have been having a responsible government. And I stand to be challenged. And I say that I should be quoted, I should be taken to court. I said we have a responsible government. It is not for your station. It is not for your station. It is for me.
Yes,
I am saying that.
It's you're here, you're on my station.
I agree.
Yes, but that's the same thing I called to order before now.
So what is it? What is a responsibility? What do you call a responsibility?
You can't use vulgar language.
Are you saying that if a man gets drunk and
you are not drunk on air, right?
I'm saying that if a man gets drunk, but abandons his family, move around with women, and refuses to take care of the children, is it a responsibility or not?
I get your point.
Yes.
Yes,
what's the responsibility? If a government
I would love you to be a gentleman. I would love you to be a gentleman. I get your point.
And gentlemen say the truth.
Yes, it's good to say the truth.
Yeah.
But I would love you to be mindful of words that you use while you're saying the truth. We get your point.
Yeah.
We get your analysis.
Yeah.
We understand your agitation and everything you have said. But in as much as we want to be heard, we have to use the right words.
No, but again, we shouldn't be afraid to tell our government not to be reckless with our resources.
I would love you to take back your words.
On which item? That you said that I should say that a man who drinks, and get drunk and then run is.
I'm asking you to take back your words.
No, we are saying the same thing. What I'm saying is that you are saying that I should say that a man who abandons his family to start getting drink and carry women is responsible.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is I would love you to take back your words of vulgar languages.
And what is the vulgar here? That I said that a man is irresponsible for abandoning his children? Is a vulgar word?
No, it's the word.
Maybe is it the Nigerian interpretation of what vulgar is? You know, I've just accused Nigerians of having our own definition of everything.
Can you please do that?
That's what I'm saying. That to do what really?
Just take back your words of vulgar languages.
Which of the words?
Be a gentleman. The words of irresponsibility.
No. We are not in the bedroom, please. We are discussing very serious national issues.
Yes, we are. But I would really plead you do that.
I'm really wondering what I should take back.
Just take back the words that you called names and the irresponsible words. Just say, I take back my word. And we continue.
That's what I'm saying. Taking back my word. On what exactly?
On the words of irresponsibility. You said vulgar languages. Just take it back. And then we continue. Thank you.
I think that would not be being honest with myself. It's just I don't know how to put it, but I think I have to be frank enough that I can't see the level of hunger, starvation, poverty.
I am Nigerian, and I live in this country.
Okay.
We're all Nigerians, and we're experiencing the same thing, and we know what it feels like to stay a day without eating. Affected by the electrical tariff, the high electrical tariffs, the increase on petrol prices, and lots of things. I understand your agitation, like I said, and in this situation, I can also speak my mind. But in as much as we want to be heard, we want to say them in ways. The drunk father you talked about. If you want to correct, they're saying that if you want to correct a child, you beat the child with one hand and you drag the child with the other hand. You know, you need to know words to use when you're trying to correct people of their mistakes. That's what I'm trying to draw your attention to. You know, so I'm still waiting for you to do that. Let's continue. It's not a big deal anyways. Let's continue.
Let's go ahead.
But just do it.
To do what exactly?
Just say it.
That's what? I'm struggling to understand what I should say.
Well, that's all good.